How's it going, guys and gals? This is Dave Mate reporting live from Porto Alegre, Rio Grande do Sul, southern Brazil. I know it's been a while. It's a pleasure to be back. Right now, I am living in Brazil, learning everything I can about Chimarrão, which is the traditional yerba mate of southern Brazil. It is essentially yerba mate, just like anywhere else in the world, but it's not aged, and it's usually quite powdery and fine. Sometimes you will see it in the traditional pure leaf form as well, where it's not super powdery. So it comes in different sizes and different cuts. Today, what I'm going to be showing you is how to prepare a traditional chimarrão, which is yerba mate or erva mate, as they pronounce it here in southern Brazil, from a true Brazilian living in Porto Alegre, Brazil. Junior shows us step by step how to prepare chimarrão the most traditional, basic way. But what it really comes down to is three simple components. You're going to want to have the right bomba, or bombisha, as they say in Brazil. Here they say bomba, one that has at least 150 holes on the filter, what I call the filter count. You want a high filter count, which is going to help with the filtration. You're going to want to have the right cuia, one that is quite large. Why does it need to be large? Because the nature of erva mate. Erva mate, or chimarrão, becomes lavado, or tasteless, quite rapidly. Since the mate is not aged, it loses its flavor quite quickly. So in order to compensate for that, you're going to want to use a large cuia. And the third step is the whole technique of dumping and reincorporating fresh mate. This is a technique that Junior is going to show us how to dump out specific parts of the gourd, of the cuia, of the mate, and then reincorporate fresh mate each time. That way you're not left with this huge pile of unused dry yerba and throwing that out at the end. No. With this technique, you'll see how to use every little ounce of yerba inside the gourd. Nothing goes to waste. So for those of you who are just chiming in now for the first time, yerba mate is a powerful holly plant that grows in southern South America, in Brazil, Uruguay, Paraguay, Argentina. It's been consumed for thousands of years by the indigenous tribes of this region. And mate, what I really consider it as a miracle plant. It helps revitalize the body, revitalize the mind. It helps heal so many different ailments within the body, lower blood pressure, normalize glucose levels, even attacks certain types of cancer. People in these areas, Brazil, Paraguay, Uruguay, Argentina, they just drink it every day, all day long. A few liters of it per day. It helps to really keep your mind sharp. It helps with endurance. It helps you think better, increases your memory, concentration, focus. It's a powerful herb. I've been speaking about it for years now. Circle of Drink has been around for about a decade now, singing the praise of yerba mate. We love it. Our entire community is based upon yerba mate. That's why we say welcome to the circle. What is the circle? The circle is this gathering, this collective, this group of people who come to share themselves with each other around this centerpiece, this metaphor really, called yerba mate. And within this circle, it doesn't matter what you look like, how much money you have, how much money you don't have, where you live in the world, what your sexual orientation is. None of those things matter. Those things are just all, social things that we make up. Forget about those things. The circle is about everybody coming together, sharing themselves in a state of peace, in a state of love, in a state of happiness. I don't want to go all kumbaya on you guys, but basically I just love yerba mate. I love what it represents. I love the healing powers of yerba mate. If you want to learn more about yerba mate, visit circleofdrink.com. That is circleofdrink.com. We have hundreds of articles, videos, tutorials, getting into yerba mate that you could spend weeks learning about. And for those of you Materos, the Matero is the yerba mate enthusiast who thinks of yerba mate as a way of life, really, just living a good life. That is what the Matero represents. For those of you that have been around with Circle of Drink for all these years, From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. Without you guys, this community could not exist, would not exist. Thank you for your loyalty. Thank you for your support. Thank you for always, contacting me and saying, Dave, where's the next video? I need another video. I need to learn more about yerba mate. Please produce more videos. So here I am. Producing another video. I'm in southern Brazil. It is April 2020. There's craziness going on in the world right now. Global pandemic. I hope everybody's feeling well. I hope everyone's safe. Hope your families are safe. And if you're not feeling well, I hope you recover quickly. Make sure to drink your yerba mate, of course. That'll help. All right, so let's get into this. You guys are going to see a video step-by-step how to prepare a basic chimarrão. Chimarrão essentially means yerba mate or erva mate, as they also like to refer to it as in Brazil. Junior's going to show you how to do this step-by-step in Portuguese, but I'm going to be periodically stopping the video and explaining in English step-by-step what's going on. So I think this is the best way for you to learn, to see an actual Brazilian showing you how to prepare chimarrão, and then myself will be, overlaying the instructions, the steps in English. All right, guys and gals, thank you so much for being here. Let's get into it. Ciao, ciao. Okay, so in this section, Junior has selected a cuia, which is a gourd, and he's saying that there's many ways to prepare erva mate, but he's going to show us the most basic way right now. Sí.
Chimarrão natural, tradicional.
Vamos fazer chimarrão então para você. Uma das formas, são várias formas de fazer chimarrão, né? Essa é uma forma bem básica, né?
Okay. So select your favorite erva and fill up your cuia to about 3/4 full, or right when that curvature begins, where the brim starts to curve outwards.
This is the simple, basic version of making chimarrão, the basic, básico.
Pega a cuia. Coloca-se até essa parte da cuia, né? A gente chama de pescoço da cuia, né? Tá?
Okay.
Now fill up a small glass of cold or room temperature water and put that down. Now grab your cuia and invert the cuia with your hand covering the brim of the cuia and shake the cuia until the yerba comes to one side of the gourd. Then you're going to want to revert the cuia right side up again and incorporate some of that cold water.
Copo de água
fria.
Para a primeira vez, né? Coloca a mão assim, ó, vira toda a erva pro lado. Segura ela assim, dessa forma, tá? Pro morro não cair, né? E aí tu encosta a água aqui assim, ó, na beirada, ó. Não atira lá, porque se tu atirar lá, cai o morro e depois pode entupir. Então é legal você colocar assim, ó, bem devagarinho, ó. A primeira água fria, ó.
Então manter erva seco. Acá.
Sim, erva seca. Okay.
Now you want to let the cuia sit on its side for about 2 to 3 minutes until this cold water is absorbed. Why are you doing this? You're doing this for 2 reasons. Number 1, the cold water is going to protect the vital nutrients of the yerba and prevent it from becoming lost when you add the hot water later. And number 2, you're actually building that mountain of mate, you're solidifying it. It's becoming like cement and solidifying, and you need the water for that to happen. It's very important to preserve that water hole, that hole that you see opposing the side of the yerba, because that's where you're going to put the bombicha, and that's where you're going to be drinking from.
Vou deixar ali, aí você encosta ela assim, ó. Dessa forma.
Por quantos minutos? Minuto, 2 minutos?
É, o tempo que... O tempo que ela absorva, entendeu? Ó, pode ver que ela vai absorvendo a água, ela vai chupando, entendeu? E aí o morro não cai, ó. Tá vendo, ó?
Sim.
Entendeu?
Sim.
Aí você espera um tempo, né? Mais ou menos uns 5 minutos para ela absorver bem a água, né?
Now you're going to want to add a little bit of the hot water. The hot water is about 175 degrees Fahrenheit or 80 degrees Celsius. You don't really want it hotter than that. Anything hotter than that could damage the Yerba and make the nutrients wash out of the Yerba too quickly. Now allow the gourd to rest for another minute or so as this water is absorbed.
Aí na segunda vez a água pode ser água da quente daí, entendeu?
Okay.
A mesma coisa, ó. Botou ali mais um pouco, deixa ali mais um tempo. Quanto mais tempo a erva vai absorver a água, melhor. Que daí não fica caindo o morro, entende? Ela fica mais fixada.
Sim,
tá?
sim.
Aí
Now you're going to want to select your bombicha, or bomba, as they say in Brazil. As I said in the beginning of this video, you want to select the appropriate type of bomba, one that has many holes on the filter. Also, you want to find a bomba that has a good proportional length to the quilla or the gourd that you're using. If the bomba is too short and you stick it inside the gourd, it's going to look really awkward and it's going to be awkward to maneuver, awkward to drink from. You don't want that. If the bomba is too long, that's also going to be awkward and hinder the experience because it's going to be like this long pole coming out of the quilla or coming out of the gourd, and it's going to be crazy to drink from and difficult to drink from. So the general rule is you want one that's about the width of your palm. That's how high the bomba shaft should be protruding from the top of the gourd, about the width of your palm. Or another way to look at it, the bomba should be around 75%. The length of the bomba exceeding the brim should be about 75% of the total height of the gourd. So one example would be if you have a gourd or quilla that's 5 inches tall, the section of the bomba that's protruding from the brim should be around 3.75 to 4 inches in length, protruding above the brim of the quilla. That more or less gives you the correct proportions you're looking for.
por fim, né, você pega a bomba.
E qual que tamanho bomba com respeito
proporcional, né?
Sim, proporcional.
Sempre proporcional, né? Nunca uma bomba pequena, tipo assim, ó. Assim fica feio, fica estranho, entende?
Sim.
Então melhor uma bomba um pouco maior, ó. Tá
com mais largo,
mais comprida, né? Pra ficar sempre assim, ó. Mais ou menos um palmo, ó, do morro, entende, ó?
Claro.
Colocamos aqui assim, ó. Aí tá pronto o mate, ó. Ok? Aí você...
Now, if you did everything right up to this point, you should drink your first Erva, your first cycle. Now, this first cycle, the Argentinians call the dummy cycle because it's going to have an awkward flavor profile because the water is not quite hot, the water is not quite cold, it's kind of lukewarm. That's okay. Just drink the first one until you hear that proverbial slurping at the end, which signifies a great sign of respect that you've finished the entire gourd. Always feel free to slurp. That's very good. After you finish that first initial dummy mate or that first mate, now this is very important to take note of. With Erva, particularly with Erva, you're going to want to take your finger or take a spoon and break down some of that mountain of mate. You're going to incorporate some of that fresh mate reserve. This is what I call the adding of the Yerba. You're going to want to do this initially just this one time because you don't need to do it every time. You're just going to need to do it this initial time.
Aí depois sim, ó. Aí como aqui, ó, não tem erva, né? Tá vazio, né? Não tem nada ali. Aí você vai fazer o seguinte, ó. Vai jogar essa partezinha, ó. Pra cima, ó. Ok, ó. Bem assim, ó.
Ok, cada vez?
Não.
Ou não?
Não, calma lá. Calma lá. Primeira vez, ok? Aí enchemos, ó.
And now he's going to add his truly first yerba mate hot water into this cycle.
Com a quente daí, né? Com água quente.
Sim.
Ok? Aí eu vou tomar.
Okay, so now from this point on, you will drink the Erva until it becomes lavado, until it becomes tasteless, until there's absolutely no more taste. So this may take 5 times, 10 times, or even 20 times, 20 cycles. Each cycle is every time you finish one entire kuya, one entire slurp. And then you add more hot water and drink it until the end, and then you hear that slurp. That's another cycle, so on and so forth. So continue to drink it until it becomes tasteless. And then...
Tomo uma vez, acabou, encho de novo. Tomo 2, tomo 3, tomo 10 vezes. Ok? Depois dali, tu começar a sentir que ela tá fraca, aí você faz aquilo que eu te falei aquela hora. Tira a bomba, tira a erva daqui, entendeu?
Okay.
Ó, depois, isso tudo depois de algumas servidas, entendeu?
Claro.
Que você tomou e tá ficando mais fraca.
Sim.
Aí você faz aquele processo de virar o chimarrão que eu te ensinei, entendeu?
Sim.
Que seria tirar aqui.
Once it becomes totally tasteless, for that particular section of the kuya, you're going to go and dump it out. This is the dumping technique. When you actually dump out that spent or that tasteless yerba, and then you reinsert the bombisha, and then you repeat that entire adding technique when you break down some of the mountain of mate or the reserves of the dry erva, and you reincorporate that, and then you add the hot water once again, and now your mate is revitalized. Now you're using that fresh reserve of the mountain of mate. That's the entire point of the yerba. That's the entire point of having this large kuya holding all this yerba inside of it, because you're going to be continually revitalizing the kuya with fresh erva. But you don't do that every time. You do that only as required. You do that only as needed. So that may happen only once every 20 cycles, once every 15 cycles. Every single time it becomes lavado or tasteless, you're going to repeat this entire dump and add cycle. Dump and add, dump and add. And in between these dump and adds is when you're drinking the normal mate. You're having your normal experience of drinking mate that has flavor.
A gente vai lá. Joga fora aquela erva velha, né? Coloca a bomba de novo e aí desmancha mais uma vez. Entendeu?
Sim.
Aí vou lá enchi. Tomo lá uma.
Solamente quando em vez. Quando
vai ficando muito fraco.
Sim.
Vai ficando sem sabor. Aí você tira a velha e derruba a nova. E continua tomando.
Sim.
1, 10, 20 vezes.
Sim.
Até tu achar que ela tá sem sabor de novo. Sim. Aí tu vai lá, tira de novo.
Then you throw away more.
Coloca de novo ela aqui e derruba de novo.
Outra vez. Sim.
Mas não é toda hora. É à medida que
20 vezes, 20 vezes.
Vai
15.
sentindo, vai sentindo o sabor. Vai perdendo um sabor forte. Tira a velha e derruba a nova.
Okay.
Essa aí é a minha dica. Falou?
Muito bom.
Valeu.
Muito bom. Oh, wow. Muito bom.
Another way to visualize this technique is think about your bombisha as an arm on a clock set at the 12 o'clock position. Now, for 15 or 10 minutes, you may be enjoying powerful, delicious yerba mate. But then after about 15 minutes, you're going to want to dump out that spent yerba mate, reposition the bombisha to about 2 or 3 o'clock, and then break down some more of that unspent, that fresh mate reserve. And then after another 15 minutes or so, you're going to dump out, again, that mate that has now become tasteless, reposition the bombisha to 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock, and then reincorporate again some of that fresh yerba mate from that mountain. So on and so forth. You repeat that same logic until there's absolutely no more yerba left. There's no more of that mountain of fresh yerba left inside of the kuya or inside of the gourd. And then once that happens, and that may take an hour, 2 hours, whatever it may be, may even take a whole day for some people, then you dump out everything, and then you start all over again from the beginning, as if you were watching this video over again and started from step 1. Okay, muito bom. Very good, my friends. Thank you so much, Materos. This concludes our video, how to make traditional chimarrão with a local Brazilian. Basically, a recap would be to select your kuya, fill up your kuya about 3/4 full of the particular yerba or erva or chimarrão that you select. Grab some cold water, invert your gourd at a 45-degree angle, cover the gourd with your palm, create that little hole, the water hole, and create the mountain of mate. Add the cold water into the water hole and allow your gourd to rest on a 45-degree angle for a couple minutes. As the cold water becomes absorbed into the mate, then add a little bit of hot water and let it continue to absorb. Then insert your bombisha. The bombisha should be proportional to the size of the gourd. The length of the bombisha that protrudes from the brim of the gourd should not exceed about 75% of the total height of the gourd. So if your gourd is 5 inches, your bombisha should be protruding only about 3 to 4 inches above the brim of the gourd. Then drink your first mate or your dummy mate, quote-unquote dummy mate. Finish that, and then what you want to do is incorporate your initial mountain of mate, your dry yerba mate, into the water hole. Then add your first true hot water, 80 degrees Celsius or 175 degrees Fahrenheit. And then you continue to drink that until it becomes totally tasteless. That may take 10, 15 times, 10, 15 cycles. Then you want to start the dumping technique. When you dump out only that portion of the erva on the bottom that has become tasteless, you dump that out, reposition the bombisha back inside the kuya, then break down some more of the unused fresh reserves of the mate from the mountain of mate inside the water hole. Then you repeat that and start drinking it for another 15, 20 minutes, another 15, 20 cycles, however long it takes until it becomes tasteless. And then you repeat that step when you dump, reposition the bombisha, and then add a little bit more of the mountain of mate until the entire yerba mate reserve or the mountain is totally consumed. And then you start the entire process over again. All right, Materos, thank you so much. This is Dave Mate from circleofdrink.com. Please subscribe to this video. Press the little subscription button below. Share this video with your friends and family, anyone that is interested in this sort of information. Drink yerba mate, very good for your health. You could drink it every single day. Boost the mind, boost the memory, makes you feel good. It's euphoric. It makes you feel happy and strong and well. I hope you give it a shot. All right, thank you so much, Materos. Take it easy. Ciao, ciao.